How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm still sleeping like 12 hours a night.
Love that for you.
Which is like good at one point, and then at the other point it's just like I'm sleeping so much I'm never waking up.
Yeah.
It sounds so dark when I say it like that.
I'm slowly getting into a coma.
I'm working my way into a coma, pretty much. Yeah, I'm taking 1 hour more each day of sleep, pretty much, yes. But I'm trying to just wake up. I just had a shower. I was pretty much standing in the shower and be like, wake up.
Hello.
Wake up. Hello. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm sleepy.
Sleepy.
It's just it's just like the exact same as we were last episode, where you're sleeping a lot and I'm sleeping not a lot. I took a nap, an actual just 1 hour nap, instead of like 6 hours.
Good job.
So,
good job.
So I got some Z's in, but I'm sleepy as shit. And actually Salem is getting a little bit better. She was a little bit better this night with the meowing, but she did scare the shit out of me by turning the kitchen upside down at one point during the night.
Oh no! You told me that she has been like jumped up on the stove.
So she jumps up on the stove and the counter and stuff, and it's not that big of a deal during the night because the plate hasn't been on recently, so she can't really hurt herself, and we've cat proofed it and stuff. But we have a cutting board that is just like under the sink, kind of.
Oh yeah.
And
like ones that you pull out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We are not using that because it doesn't actually fit. So if you put too much weight on it, it falls. And Salem found that out tonight.
Oh no.
By trying to get on it or something, and it fell down, and we have our fire extinguisher under it. That fell over, made such a noise.
Oh my god.
And when she gets scared, she runs away and stuff. But I honestly think she was in shock because she just sat down right next to it. And just when I came out, she just stared at me, which she doesn't usually do. She's still so skeptical of me that she like runs away and then comes back. But she just sat there. And I stuck my hand out to her and I was like, hey, honey, how you doing? She just sat there and like sniffed my hand and just like stared into space. I think she got so scared that she just got shocked. But she was fine. She didn't get hurt or anything, thank God. But that was pretty, pretty fucky. So I woke up instead of waking up from some meowing. She scared the shit out of me by making it sound like death in the middle of the night. But that was fun.
I hate when there's like such loud sounds in the middle of the night.
Yeah, when you wake up to like really big things, it's the scariest thing.
It's like when my fiance started yelling in his dream in the middle of the night.
Oh, and when he was sleep talking.
Yeah, it was like we were just laying in bed. I think it was like, because I checked the clock afterwards, it was like 4 a.m. or something like that. And I was like just laying there, just kind of like did the typical, just waking up quickly in the morning and then falling asleep again. And I look at my fiance and he's just laying on his back, just straight, no expression on his face. And then suddenly he goes, ah!
So creepy. Stop.
So fucking creepy. And I was looking at him as well. I was like, what the fuck did you just do?
Hell. That is so creepy.
Oh, I tried to wake him up and stuff, but he was like still so out of it, so he just kind of turned and fell back asleep, and I was there traumatized.
I stir a lot in my sleep, and sometimes I can wake myself up by saying things, not really saying things as like words, but like a little groan or moan or something, I'm like,
Yeah, I remember that actually.
Yeah, and I actually did that this night as well. I just remember that as you said, talked about the story about your fiance. I remembered I did that this night. That I woke up.
You did it tonight?
Yeah, I did it tonight. I was like, what? Am I trying to say something? Hello? Like,
do you want to say something to the class?
What do you want to say to the
back?
class? You didn't raise your hand, bitch. So sleep has been fun.
Fun.
As always.
Very fun. Sleep is taking up a big part of our lives right now.
Yeah.
Either the lack of it or too much of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can share some if you want. That's fine.
You could honestly like take 6 hours from me.
Yeah, I would.
It would be fine.
Yeah, I
I've
would
been
love that.
surviving like before. I usually thrive on like 6 to 7 hours. It usually is fine. Above that, and I get like tired for the rest of the day.
No, I need 8 hours to be functioning properly.
Oh.
I am one of those people too that I start functioning when I get a lack of sleep. I can't really just power through. I get sick. I get it it's not good. Like I don't function with too little sleep. So that's fun.
That's fun. Oh, that's fun. That's like me without. It's gonna sound so like. It's like me without working out.
Oh gosh.
But it's so true.
Who are you?
I haven't been working out for a few days, and I think I might just need to just get out that extra energy, or because I feel so much better, and I feel like I can accomplish things after I've been working out.
But that could be, since you're more used to working out, that could be one of the reasons too that you're more tired, because
it might be.
Because you're kind of like not getting that release of energy, and then that turns into you just being more sleepy.
Yeah, it might just be.
That the body.
Work
she weird.
Everything. Body, I don't get you. If you could just talk to me, that would be great. Is that a TikTok that is just kind of like, if you just listen to your body, it's gonna tell you what you need. Like, it's silent. It's treating me with like, it's freezing me out at this point.
Freezing me out, my
She's saying that I can't sit with her right now, and I don't know what to do.
She a bitch. Oh, well, so what's your Prattle Potion for today, Hilda?
Today I have an assortment of 3 different drinks.
Oh shit! She out here being starting an apothecary or something.
Yes. So today the assortment of drinks that I have today is water. This was what I was intending on only drinking today, but then my brother came by with more coffee.
Oh.
So I got more coffee, right? And then when I sat down, I looked around and I realized I still have the juice that I drank this morning on the table. So I have to have the juice.
You're mixing it up. Does that mean that you're like the potion master of this episode because you have like several? Shit.
But I don't want to mix these together though.
No, you don't have to mix them. I'm just. Well, yes, you have to mix them now.
Oh no!
If you want to be the potion master, you have to pour the juice into the coffee.
Water. Ew.
It's nasty.
What's your Prattle Potion today?
I think we're doing another episode where we just share potions, because I'm doing coffee this time too.
Coffee just like for tired last bitches, episode. Honestly.
Yeah. I think that just rings so stereotypical right now that we're like struggling with sleep, both of us, and we're like, we need coffee.
Oh my god. I literally can't without my cup of coffee in the morning.
I think it's so, like, I get people that, I have friends that do this too, that say like, oh, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee in the morning, but I think it's so cringy. I think it's so like, girl, stop.
It is though, it's so cringy.
Yeah. Don't like, even talk to me until I've had my coffee in the morning.
like, because at this point, coffee doesn't really, I don't react.
Yeah, but okay.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry, but
it's so
you
good.
Don't count. You have a caffeine addiction. You don't feel the effects of caffeine anymore at all. So
don't out me like this.
Your point is invalid. It's goodbye. You're on stream, you're like, yeah, Monster doesn't really affect me anymore. And I'm like, I wouldn't brag about that, girl. You have an issue. Like, shut up.
I'm not bragging.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect me. Red Bull doesn't, it doesn't really, nothing really happens. So I just take another Ripple. Like, what the hell?
I'm gonna just take another one.
Yeah, that's you.
That's me.
Anyone that got some heroin? I need to like kick this
it doesn't
party
really
out.
affect me anymore.
Yeah, that's you. So your opinion is invalid, and goodbye.
Okay.
This was thank you for this episode, Hilda. We see you next episode.
Roll the outro.
Goodbye,
oh yeah.
But yeah, no. So this is your episode, Hilda. We've got our Prattle Potions done, and take it away, bitch.
Take it away. So, we're both really tired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with that, because when I was sitting down and writing this episode, I kind of realized there's a lot of information about what we're gonna talk about. There's a lot of statistics, there's a lot of like opinions, there's stuff and information everywhere, and we all know that ain't my jam.
Yeah, that sounds more like my episode.
At least not deep diving into it all.
Yeah.
So I pretty much just grabbed the goodies, and I think we're gonna have a good conversation and discussion about this topic.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna talk about streaming.
Hell yeah.
As it is also kind of like it's something that we do right now on schedule even. So it's what's the word I want to look for? Like,
I don't know.
It's
current.
Current.
Oh, I remembered it just before you said it. There you go.
Yes, so it's very current.
Yeah.
To what we do right now.
Yeah.
And
very current to our lives in general. Like, yeah.
Very much so. You started streaming like the beginning of the year, or even before that?
No,
even before that.
Yeah, before.
Because you streamed before New Year's, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like in December or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I started streaming like a few weeks back, like 2 weeks back.
2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
I streamed like a few years, it's kind of many years back.
Yeah.
Just for a short period of time as
in
well.
high school, you were doing it for a bit.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So we're mainly gonna talk about Twitch today.
Yeah.
Because Twitch is the gaming live streaming website that is the biggest one, the leading one, where
and the platform that we use.
And the platform that we use, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the backstory, or like what is Twitch, who founded it, when, and stuff like that. And then we're gonna talk a little bit more about statistics that are kind of interesting. And since we last week talked about like important women and women in gaming overall, I think this is gonna merge pretty well with that as well, because there is, of course, a conversation about girls streaming and broadcasting, and stuff like that. Yeah. So we're gonna get into that further into the episode as well. And we're gonna mention a few other streaming websites as well.
Okay.
But mainly talk about Twitch. Last week,
Actually, before you start off, I want to take a real quick opportunity to plug myself. Because we're mentioning, obviously, that we're streaming. We've mentioned that before. Yeah. But I have changed my username, my tag on pretty much every social media right now. So I used to be Raven Daughter on Twitch, and Raven Daughter _ on Instagram, and like pretty much everywhere I was Raven Daughter on Twitter, all places. I thought that was a mouthful. Everybody was calling me Raven, so I wanted to mix it up. So you can now find me on every platform under the username xravenite. So XRAVENITE, xravenite. So that's just a little plug because I've changed it up.
It's a pretty important plug. If
it is.
People are only listening to the podcast.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of a fitting plug to do since we are talking about Twitch and stuff. So it's mostly like the X is mostly because I couldn't just be Ravenite. So it's mostly pretty. It's just there.
It is pretty. It sounds like a mineral.
Oh
Or
yes.
a metal. Or
So
like that.
but so I'm Ravenite now instead of Raven Daughter, and that's pretty much just a little plug I wanted to do.
Nice plug. Good
And as
plug.
usual, you can find Hilda on Twitch as well under the tag Tizaz, Tizaz.
I'm still the same. I have not rebranded yet.
No.
But so yes, Twitch. When I was reading up about this, I was like a little bit surprised because I don't actually think I've ever thought about like where Twitch comes from or who founded it. Or
Yeah, I haven't thought about that.
It's just not anything that I've been interested in knowing.
No.
But since I wrote an episode about streaming, of course I need to read about that.
Yeah.
So Twitch was founded by Justin Kan, K-A-N, in 2007 as a single channel. K-A-N. Yes. Con. Yeah, something like that. In 2007 as a single channel, back then called Justin.tv.
Justin.tv.
Yeah, so his first name, .tv.
Oh.
It was him live streaming himself to the world around the clock, pretty much. So he just made a website where it was just him streaming himself.
Oh, so he just made a personal website to broadcast himself around the clock.
Like a live blog, I would say at that point.
Interesting.
And he started that in 2007. So later that year, many others showed interest in the live streaming their lives.
Format,
so
yeah.
people were like, oh, hey, that's cool. We want to do that too with you. You seem to have a good, nice thing going on. I take it not a lot of people did this. It was pretty new.
Yeah.
And so they together reformed it into a website open for many more different streams. So at that point, it was still called Justin.tv, but it was more like Twitch as it is now, where it was kind of people live streaming their lives at whatever they wanted to do. But it was mostly like the just chatting category that exists now. So where people were just sitting and talking or out walking or whatever they were doing.
Kind of like the same format you would use on when Periscope was a thing, or Instagram Live now, where it was more of like connecting with the people watching in just a direct chatting format instead of doing other stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Which was pretty cool. And at this point, it started to like people were like, oh, but I wanna stream while I play games. So they had a gaming category on Justin TV, but that grew like exploded. When people started realizing they could live stream themselves and what games they were playing, a lot of people found that very interesting. It bloomed, it blossomed, and it just boom, pretty much. Though it was not easy to stream gameplay back then as it is now, Twitch has really made it as easy for us as possible to stream and live stream our gameplay or our computer overall. But back then, there were companies who you could hire, and they sent out a streaming specialist to help people set up their streaming setup. So there was like,
serious?
There was like people who were like streaming specialists and came out home to you and helped you set up the stream as well, like programs and cameras and stuff like that.
Wow, that must have cost a lot.
Yeah, it must have. And that died quickly as well, I think.
I mean, that's not very efficient money-wise, because then that means that you would have to invest in streaming in a whole other way, where now it's more like you can be the common man more. You can just make sure you have a computer, you have some sort of camera and microphone, and that could just entail you having like regular ass headphones from your mobile phone or whatever, and just sending out a company and stuff. That feels like it would take up a lot of money and time, and that would be an investment that if that was happening today, I don't think you and I would be streaming, because that sounds like like a professional thing.
Very much so. And right now it's open to, like you said, it's open to everyone. Anyone can start a stream. You don't even actually have to have a webcam or talk. No, you could just stream your game directly from Twitch. So that was what people did, and that quickly made the gaming category climb even faster. So in 2011, they decided to spin out the gaming category into its own identity.
Yeah.
And they renamed it to Twitch.tv.
Oh.
So right now it was like its own thing, but Justin TV still remained like it was.
Okay.
But Twitch was just solely meant for gaming.
Gaming. Okay.
But as we all now know, Twitch quickly outgrew its parent company.
Yeah.
Back in 2014, Justin TV was discontinued. So it was still around for a long time.
Yeah.
7 years is like still... I didn't even know about Justin TV.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. But I think it's at like 2013 they tried to incorporate it into Twitch. So they renamed it something like Twitch something. It was... I couldn't really get a lot of information about it. It seems like they kind of just hid it in under.
Yeah, they're like, oh
Twitch.
Shit, this wasn't a good idea. Let's just not talk about it, shall we?
Oh, right, this website exists. And then they kind of like brushed it under the carpet. And then it's discontinued.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But so Twitch grew super fast. Like when I looked, at this point we're getting into a lot of statistics.
Love that.
And I try to make it as easy for us as possible because we're very tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring too many like numbers into things, but by like 2013, Twitch had 45 million unique visitors. That's
in 2013.
Yes.
Wow. How much is it today?
But that's not members though. That's visitors to the website.
Yeah.
But that would be... there was, like I said, a lot of statistics and they called a lot of things. But I do have a few, like how many members we have now and stuff like that. Or as of 2020, at least. And at this point in 2013, like the bigger companies, of course, started to be like, well, hey, this is something that is going really well.
Yeah.
And soon thereafter, Amazon bought Twitch. So it's Amazon owned. And they bought it for $1 billion US. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not too into the business scene. I don't know if that's like, is that a lot though? Because when I read in the articles, it kind of sounded like every article was like, oh, they bought it for a cheap price. They bought it for $1 billion. That's like, wow, what a deal. And I was like, but $1 billion, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, I can't say I have a lot of insight in business dealings and stuff. I'm like, but also that now we're talking numbers where it's like, like that could Amazon. Just be.
It's like $1 billion every hour or something.
Yeah. Sure. Like Jeff Bezos is just,
stinking rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's an interesting person too, isn't he?
I don't know. Let's not
delve into that part.
That's just talking about like the elite and stuff, and I just fucking hate them all.
Okay, let's skip that.
Let's do that.
At this point, in 2014, when Amazon bought Twitch, Twitch had 55 million monthly users. Ooh. That's a lot. Yeah. But at the same... so this is what I thought was really interesting. It was also accounting for 1.8% of peak internet traffic behind Netflix, Apple, and Google. It was really big. Like it took up like 1.8% of internet traffic.
Oh, together with like Netflix and stuff.
No, simply Twitch.
Oh, what?
That's huge, right?
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's so much. It doesn't sound... When I read it first, I was like 1.8. And then I was like realizing, well, wait. It's the internet we're talking about.
That's crazy.
Like the internet traffic. And they like right behind Netflix, that is huge. Yeah. And Apple and Google, that is huge. It's like, oh.
That is crazy.
It was really big.
Wait, so Twitch is above YouTube?
I didn't find anything about YouTube at that.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
They didn't say anything. I don't know. They might, Google might also mean YouTube. I just realized.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe. I don't know when Google bought YouTube, actually.
That was
But
quite a while back.
Yeah, it was a few years ago. Must have been around that time, I think.
Yeah.
So it was behind YouTube, obviously. So that's pretty much just a little backstory about Twitch.
Yeah, I just want to comment on something that just popped into my mind when you were talking about how big the streaming became, because I think it's so funny because when I think about Twitch, I think about gaming and stuff, but as you mentioned, a lot of just random ass companies jumped on board and started doing streaming and stuff. And I saw the other day, so let's just touching real quick on the
that's fine.
Beautiful.
I want us to discuss.
Yeah, but just touching on the beautiful pandemic we're having. So the UK's restrictions, they recently got great news for where they actually have a plan on how to uplift the UK again, and uplifting the restrictions, things that they can start to do. And I know there's a lot of it's a 5-step program of some sort, I don't remember. But when they had this announcement, they live streamed it on Twitch.
I saw that too. I saw that too.
And I was like, wait,
there's something wrong?
The UK government has a Twitch channel under the category Just Chatting or something else and it was like COVID restriction announcement, and I was like, what?
That is so smart, but it's also so funny that they're under the Just Chatting.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that they would broadcast on Twitch. I'm sure that they had the same broadcast for YouTube and Facebook.
They reach out to a much larger audience.
So that makes sense. But I think it's so funny because you see Call Me Kevin is playing fucking
GTA 5.
Yeah, GTA 5
mod.
And the fucking UK is talking about COVID. It's what is Twitch, girl? What the hell?
Do you know how many viewers they had?
No, I can't remember.
No, I don't remember either, but I thought it was kind of a lot. And I was like, wait, UK government?
Yeah, I think that's really interesting.
Just Chatting.
And that was just something I was, that popped into my mind when you were talking about how random companies also started doing Twitch streaming. And I was like, the fucking UK government is Twitch streaming apparently, so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It is funny. It was Just Chatting.
Just Chatting. About COVID.
And the new restrictions. Just Chatting.
Poggers.
Sub-goal.
Sub-goal.
But it's also, like I said, it's smart. They will reach out to younger people or people our age that don't watch TV or Facebook, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a channel. It's a way for people to reach out to an audience, to the people that need to know. I just thought it was so funny because I would imagine seeing that on YouTube and on Facebook because those are more open platforms in that way. But I see Twitch as just people hanging out, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop into a few interesting statistics
for it.
They made in 2020. So there is some statistic or wait, are you fucking serious?
You good?
Just the fact that there are 3.8 million unique broadcasters.
Yeah.
In total. Yeah. In the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, I saw some statistic about that, and it's crazy.
There's 3.8 million broadcasters on Twitch. And we are in that mess.
Yeah, it's insane. And I don't know if you're going to touch on this, but I must imagine that the statistics really went up during the pandemic.
I didn't write anything about that down, but I thought we could talk about it a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because it is we could do it now, actually, because we did see statistics of live streaming and broadcasters and people watching live streams just boomed pretty much as soon as lockdown went down because people were just sitting at home, which makes sense. So that's also, so I'm not even sure if there is still just 3.8 million broadcasters.
No, could be more.
There must have been almost nearly 4 million.
And I also, because it's not, I know some famous people started streaming and broadcasting a little bit more out of boredom. I know also a lot of content creators started Twitch streaming a lot more because of them not being able to really make money on their regular platforms in the same way. I know one of our favorite creators, Chris Clemens, he does Twitch streaming, and I know he talked about a while, like a few days back, he released a video where he was kind of like down because he couldn't really do his usual stuff anymore because he relies heavily on like comedy. He's a comedian. He does a lot of content where he interviews people, and he can't really do that. And I think a lot of content creators have been very affected in like, obviously everybody's been affected. That's not what I'm saying.
Yes.
This is just one of many examples of people have been affected.
I get what you mean.
How content creators that usually heavily base their content on other people may have turned to Twitch to get that interaction with other people, but also to make money other ways and do new sorts of content. So I think Twitch streaming and streaming in general has been a lot bigger this year, and also a lot of more, what would you say, us common people, we have also started streaming a lot more. I mean, at this point, so we do stream in different ways, all of us, but at this point in our gaming friend group, my husband is the only one that doesn't stream at this point.
My brother doesn't stream.
Oh, okay. So
those two.
Yeah.
But there are 2 out of like 10. So.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting to see that too. Yeah.
But do you think that's because like people lose, like, this is of course horrible that people have lost a job because of the pandemic and stuff. I'm a part of that group now as well.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that people turn to that, like Twitch, to earn another income or try to do something for fun?
I think it's because you can't. So on YouTube you can be okayed. No, wait, not anymore. I was gonna say that you can get money faster, but they changed that. Never mind. But I was just thinking that you need to. I mean, you need to be okayed to make money on Twitch, and you need to join the affiliate program, and there are certain qualifications and stuff, which I'm not that far off of reaching, by the way.
Kind of just 10 followers away.
Yes. And I mean, I don't think that people maybe go out on Twitch, like random people or common people, go out on Twitch to make money per se. I think it's like, I want to do something fun to occupy my time while this pandemic is going on. And also I know a lot of people who do Twitch as a side hustle because they have more of a side hustle career style where they might be digital artists and they do
working from home style.
So I think it's you can do so much with Twitch, honestly.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's if you have never been on Twitch, I'm sorry, it's not just a gaming community. No. It's like there's a category called Just Chatting that we mentioned where you can literally just sit down, turn on your webcam and talk to random people. Yeah. Live stream yourself talking and having discussions, or there is like art categories where you can kind of like. And
there also is a podcast and talk show category.
There is, yes. So we can live stream podcasts and stuff like that as well. And people can watch it live like they would on a TV show if that back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different categories on Twitch. It's not just gaming anymore. No. At least. There was something else I wanted to talk about that. But I have forgotten it, so we will skip it.
It might come back later.
It might just come back later.
Yeah.
So another like interesting statistic is that there are 56,000 concurrent Twitch broadcaster on average every day, like all the time.
Wow.
There are 56,000 people.
So basically every time you
live.
log into Twitch, you have at least 55,000 different types of content you can choose from watching, pretty much.
Like, no wonder people want to go on Twitch, because they can just pick and choose from whatever they want to watch.
Yeah. Like,
which is nice.
It was interesting because I always wanted to get into watching streams, but I never really fell for it. And then I was like, but I kind of want to start streaming, so I should probably get into watching streams.
Same.
And now when I started watching streams, it's like what I do. I love watching streams. I love returning to the creators I like. And I love having that kind of background noise. And also, like, you can be interactive and social, but you can also just lurk. And I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk. Now I remember what I wanted to talk about. Because I was thinking that, when I was reading all these articles and statistics, it was so clearly shown that live streaming is the new format and way to do content. Or it's at least like growing super, super fast, especially now in the pandemic. It got a real boost. Yeah. And it's just so interesting that this might be, it is the new way. Like, when YouTube started booming and we got content creators and influencers, stuff like that, this is now going on to Twitch or other streaming websites. Do you think that it will take over the YouTube and video creation entirely?
No.
Like, there will still
I don't.
be a thing.
Because I feel like Twitch doesn't allow...
First we had like blogs. Wouldn't that be kind of the first step? And then we had like vlogs. Yeah, and now streaming. And now we're live streaming.
But I think it's different because I think it's like saying that would Instagram replace YouTube? It's not the same format. You know what I mean?
No,
like even though Instagram started doing their, like, you could upload videos and stuff, I don't think YouTube will be replaced by Twitch or anything, because the format is different. If Twitch started doing where you could upload videos, then they might become competition. But I still think that YouTube is so established in that way. Although people are kind of pissed at YouTube pretty much all the time because of their way of handling things, but we're not going to get into that.
No, that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other discussion. But
you might have to do a YouTube episode.
Yeah, I might.
You know so much about it at this point.
Yeah. But I feel like it's not going to replace that. But I definitely think that YouTube had a sense of competition from Twitch since they started allowing streaming as well.
That's true. And we're going to talk about that a bit as well.
Okay, yeah.
Because there are other streaming websites that you can turn to.
Yeah.
Because that is also... Actually, let's jump right into that
Let's
part.
Just do it right now.
Let's just do it. Because I started, like... the other website we have, like we said, is YouTube. YouTube have their other part of YouTube that is called YouTube Gaming, where you can live stream as well, specific games. And then as well, live streams will show up in the regular YouTube feed as well. But then there are also like websites I kind of forgot about, but because first we have Twitch, then it's YouTube pretty much, and then we have Facebook, which is also implemented the live streaming and gaming part. They follow suit pretty much because they know that this is the new thing. So Facebook have their own pretty much. Then we have Periscope, which we have also mentioned, but I had completely forgotten about.
But is Periscope still alive?
It is.
What?
That's crazy. I had completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, I had no idea Periscope still was alive. I thought it was down.
Yeah, me too. I was like, wait, no, what? And then after that, YouNow? Do you remember YouNow?
Yeah, it does ring a bell.
It was, like, for us alternative kids. It was more like we could follow, like, our fellow emo
kids,
influencers pretty much on YouNow. I remember I did that a little bit. I just touched in it, but I didn't really
I never had YouNow, but I remember that, like, the name rings a bell.
Yeah. So those are like the other like bigger streaming websites.
Yeah.
But obviously Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook are the largest
And Instagram.
ones. And Instagram, that's true.
Yeah.
They didn't show up on this list. But they should have, because that should... Maybe that actually is connected to Facebook, though. Because Facebook owns Instagram, isn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's around there as well, somewhere. But when I was reading about this, I remembered Tradeschat.
Yeah.
And
when you talked about Facebook and live streaming, Tradeschat is the first thing I thought about.
Yeah, because she's... Yeah. It might just be because we follow her and we... Yeah. She shows up everywhere for me.
Yeah. Same.
And I watch her too sometimes. It's like, she's a good streamer.
So, just quickly, for those of you who don't know, Tradeschat is an online persona, or an online person, whatever. She used to make WoW videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that a bit.
Oh, okay. But I just wanted to, that people wouldn't be lost of who she is. But she doesn't really stream WoW anymore.
Yeah, because I'm gonna talk about specifically that.
Oh,
and
okay.
her.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But so yeah, like you said, she used to be really big on YouTube. She had a YouTube show where she mainly talked about like World of Warcraft was her thing. I remember I watched her a lot at that point. And she was pretty big in that scene. I think Blizzard even did something like some show with her. I don't know.
Yeah,
she was big in that
I
scene.
feel like Tradeschat would go under one of those people that we have seen a lot of, where she was a very influential woman. Speaking of last week's episode,
yes,
where she was a very influential woman and someone that we would look up to a little bit when it comes to gaming and their relationship to gaming and stuff. So
true.
Yes, she was a big female name in the gaming community.
She was, and she was kind of like the first one in
she was at least the most well-known name. Yeah,
that I remember.
I would say.
Yeah, and she did this, and then when Twitch started growing, she decided she's gonna stream on Twitch, and she did that for 6 years. Wow. She captained a team. They raised money for like a lot of different charities. They did really, really well.
Yeah.
But then, because at this point I didn't really follow her anymore. I had kind of lost interest in that side of YouTube and stuff like that. So suddenly I just got to know that she had gotten into kind of a dispute with Twitch. And I looked into this more now because back then I was like, oh, okay, so that's why she's not on Twitch anymore. Good to know.
I have heard a little bit about this, but I have no idea what it was about.
So I looked up, I did a Twitter search.
Ooh,
and she has these pictures still, which is good for us. Because otherwise I don't think I would have found out like why she actually left, because she did explain it all into kind of a good detail.
Okay.
So first in 2017, she released a Twitter statement pretty much where she wrote, "Final Twitch update. They refuse to negotiate, acknowledge their mistakes, or apologize for their unprofessional employee. I'm terminating my contract. I was partnered for 6 years and captained a team that raised $250,000 for St. Jude on their platform." So she just wrote that. She had released small Twitter parts before that, but this one explained it all pretty well. And then someone was like, "Hey, what the hell? What is happening? I missed everything." So she released a too long didn't read Twitter post, which I was like, "Oh, great.
We love us a good TLDR."
I love it. Where she wrote, "I was on an outdated old contract because she was partnered.
Yeah.
They auto-renewed it 5 times without contacting me, and I tried to renegotiate, which you do when you've been partnered for 6 years.
Yeah.
They called me insubstantial and refused. I dual stream on Twitch and YouTube. They sent me an email telling me that wasn't allowed, and it escalated to a manager." Which, first of all, I didn't know that wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I know
Is
that's
it still
not allowed.
Not allowed?
Yeah, it's the same. You become, when you enter the partner program, I believe you should be Twitch exclusive.
Okay, so when you're partnered.
Yes. So I believe that because you don't enter a contract in the same way when you stream on Twitch, but when you become partnered, I believe you enter a contract in another way where you should be Twitch exclusive, and I believe that you're not allowed to upload the stream right off on YouTube or anything afterwards as well, or if you're partnered. But I believe that you may upload like compilations and snippets and stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely recommend people looking that up if that is interesting. But because I know that when Julian and then Jenna became partnered, I think they stopped uploading their streams on YouTube because they did that for a while when they wanted to keep like people in the loop and like if you missed it you can watch it here. But they stopped doing that, and Julian uploads because Julian streams solo now. He uploads like compilations or snippets of his streams, but he doesn't upload the whole stream. And I believe that's because the partner program doesn't allow him to upload the content that Twitch pretty much like owns.
Okay, I get it, because
I
didn't know that about partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe that's just partner. I don't think that extends to affiliate, but I'm gonna leave that unsaid.
Because I got kind of confused because I remember like because I use Streamlab, you use Streamlab for the like program that allows us to stream from our computer to Twitch. Yeah. It's very open to like, you could dual stream to like 4 different sites. Yeah. So I got a little bit confused about that. I was like, wait, why would you? If I can't, why can't I? Wait, what?
Yeah, but I mean, that's also if you wanna. I mean, Streamlabs aren't gonna really limit their ways because of Twitch. So, like, I mean, if someone wants to stream YouTube and Facebook, that's fine.
Anyway, so that happened. It escalated to a manager. She wrote. Yeah. That guy then sent me an email outlining what everyone else makes, saying, "Too bad your contract just auto-renewed again 3 days ago, and there's nothing we can do." Followed by, "I used to think you were cool before this, and don't share this email on Twitter."
What?
She was like, "I'm gonna share this on Twitter."
How unprofessional. What? A manager of Twitch wrote her, I used to think you were cool.
Yeah.
You're not a disgruntled fan. You're a fucking, I mean, this is a business transaction.
Job.
Are you serious? That's so unprofessional.
So that's pretty much why she
had
enough of that, and she does not stream on Twitch anymore. She still has an account there, but she doesn't do anything with it. So she moved on to YouTube. Yeah. And began to stream on YouTube again when they brought that streaming
format.
Streaming format to YouTube. But that quickly just didn't work out either.
Okay.
And I remember this because I actually watched her streams at that point. And I remember, like, she just wasn't happy. She was kind of like, you could, like, notice that she was annoyed. She was not really liking talking to people. She was irritated, and she just didn't like it. And I never really understood why, but then I read up a bit about it. She hasn't really
addressed
it a lot, but she did address why she doesn't do YouTube videos anymore. And that was because she got another Twitter here. "I don't make YouTube videos anymore because I got sick of being dehumanized by incels. Nothing I said in any video ever validated the levels and amount of abuse I have received and still receive. How much is one person supposed to take? Getting threatened, photoshopped into offensive photos, having porn videos of other women labeled with my name, getting emails from strangers calling me horrible names, people mailing terrible things to my P.O. box, And anytime I say anything about it, people clamor to my mentions to tell me, don't feed the trolls. I'm literally expected to just be a punching bag in silence. So you could tell she was really holding up a lot of things there. And this was in 2019, by the way.
This is pissing me off. And I just want to touch on this because this makes me so mad when I see that. So as like a content creator and aspiring content creator that I am, I love doing things online. I love doing videos. I love streaming. I love uploading photos. I love doing all that. And it bothers the frick out of me when I see people, when a content creator says like, I can't stand this abuse. I keep getting these hate comments. I keep getting this attacked. Like, I keep all this shit that people do. And people's response is, well, what did you expect? And I feel like that's such, like, I don't understand, like, just because you're in a position, you're just going to be okay with being abused. Like, yes, you should expect some level of trolling or whatever as a public person, but that doesn't mean that you should just accept it and be okay with it. Because how can that ever stop if you don't address it? And when you address it, people are just going to say that you just need to suck it up and you just need to find yourself in that. I mean, I understand that a lot of content creators stop living in the public eye because that's so stupid. And I don't understand.
It's really stupid.
I don't understand that your choice of work or vocation or whatever you want to do with your life, I don't understand how that all of a sudden means that it's okay for you to accept abuse.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
It's so crazy because I started like Googling her name a bit, and like I've always liked Tradeschat a lot because she doesn't take shit, and she's never had. I remember like in the beginning I got a little bit frightened almost when I started watching her because she was so outspoken and really just like, why did you say that?
A little bit intimidating.
But then when you kind of like realize like, that was stupid. Why did you write that?
Yeah.
You kind of like just realize that she's not intimidating. She's just very human. Yeah. And like she shouldn't take shit from anyone. Yeah. Why should she?
And I understand that her point where she feels dehumanized because people stop seeing content creators as human beings and expect it to be okay for you to comment on them however you see fit. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous.
And so, I like I said, I Googled her name a bit and I started reading a few forums, even though some of them were pretty old, but some of them were not very old. It was like 2019, 2020. Yeah. There are still a lot of people who just dislikes her for no reason. And they want to dislike her just for the cost of it, pretty much, because they feel like they won. I think they feel like, oh yeah, we can drive her out of this, we can do this, pretty much, so why should she get to keep doing videos?
I mean, it's 100% fine if you don't like a content creator. You don't always vibe with someone. You don't always have the same humor, the same energy, the same interests, whatever the feck. What bothers me is that if someone isn't actually problematic, where they are, if someone is actually problematic, where they are a predator, where they are a phobic person, whether that be homophobic, transphobic, racist, whatever, that's an actual problematic person, and we should definitely confront them, hold them accountable and stuff. Exactly. But if you don't like a person just because of their personality and the way that they are, you're more than free to leave.
Yeah, you don't have to sit there and watch. Like we
just mentioned, there is always basically 55,000 creators on Twitch. Why are you putting your energy into this one person? Let them do their thing. What the hell? If they're not hurting anyone, get off. Yeah. Goodbye.
It's crazy.
I don't understand.
It's crazy how people still hold an invisible grudge towards someone that is just trying to do what she enjoys doing.
Yeah, because I follow Tradeschat, but I don't always vibe with her. She has a very rough energy for me sometimes, where I enjoy her content, but then sometimes I don't. And that's fine. And then I don't watch her, and that's fine.
Yes.
So I don't understand why people put so much energy into going after one person when they could just leave.
Yeah. So this is pretty much why she stopped streaming on YouTube.
Yeah,
as well,
I understand.
Which is understandable because, as I said, I remember her being like, it was just not her. She just didn't enjoy it. It felt like. And I remember like people were commenting stuff that it's just unnecessary to comment on, rude.
And I must say, I believe that she has this information very easy accessible on her Twitter, because I bet you that she gets new followers and they're like, why don't you just go on and stream on Twitch and YouTube?
So she's like, she's like, you can just scroll down and sound down there.
Just
somewhere.
check Twitter. It's fine.
It's there. It's
I believe that. I definitely
think
that's why. Because she.
Yeah, it might just be.
I bet she gets that question a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I think it's very like streaming on Facebook sucks. Like, I don't watch Facebook live streams. What the hell?
No, I like when I started realizing that she did it. I watched a few. Right now, I don't.
Yeah.
It's not like the first thing to come to mind when I think I want to watch some live streaming. But she seems like she likes it, and she got many people watching her.
Yeah.
So as long as she's happy with that.
Yeah, as long as she's happy and it works for her, you go.
Yes. And she really does seem like she enjoys it still.
Yeah.
So I hope that she gets to keep it that way, and that nothing really comes and destroys that part as well.
Yeah.
Like when women stream or do content online, we touched on this in the last episode as well.
Yeah.
It can be problematic because, like, I think when you said in the last episode that it suddenly turns into insults based on what gender you are.
Yeah.
If you're a woman, suddenly that's all the insults are about.
Yeah. If you don't know the gender of the person, the insults are very general, but when you find out it's a woman, it's go to the kitchen and I'm gonna rape you and all that stuff. And if you find out that the player you're playing against is a man, those jokes wouldn't come up.
Yeah. And that's just horrible.
And I'm saying jokes in quotations because rape is not a fucking joke.
No, it's not a joke. It's just immature people thinking they're funny for the 1 millionth time.
Yeah.
Which are not.
No.
There are a few things I like, a few questions that are written down that I think we could talk about as well. But first I would like to talk about a Reddit post that I found honestly a few months back, like maybe 2 months back.
Okay.
And I couldn't find it again, which sucked.
Oh.
But I kind of written down what I remember.
From that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that also has to do with a female Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
And she kind of felt like she was streaming, she was affiliate, and she was closing into becoming a partner. And she was really excited about that. She had this following with people that always showed up, people she started to get to know, and they were really close. They had a Discord channel. She really felt like this was going really, really well.
Yeah.
And then one day, this follower, this guy started following her, and he donated 100 subs to her stream. And she was like, this is great, thank you so much. She was so thankful, and of course, like, that's shocking, like, that has never happened. Thank you so much. And then he started talking, and he did it again. And this kind of kept going.
That's a lot.
That's really a lot.
So just to be like one tier sub is about 50, I think it's 54 krona, and that would be approximately $45 US dollars. So I mean 100 of those, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Yeah. And so he started showing up like every other stream, or pretty much every stream, and giving away subs. not donating any money or anything, but he just gave away subs pretty much.
Yeah.
And he started talking about like because she was like, okay, you don't have to do this is a lot of money, as you would. You kind of start feeling a little bit like guilty because
it gets almost to an uncomfortable level.
Yeah, so she said she was getting uncomfortable and a little bit guilty because he spent so much money on her. And he was like starting to talk about how he has so much money and he doesn't have to think about like what he spends his money on because he has so much money and is so well paid.
Okay.
Which already there you're starting to feel
Weird
really
flex.
uncomfortable. It's like, okay, I'm not sure I like this guy being here, but she was feeling so guilty that he spent so much money on her. She didn't really feel like she could
turn him away.
No, like she didn't feel like she could ban him or block him or tell him to stop pretty much. So he kept doing this, and with time this made her viewing count drop drastically. Because when she got this 100 sub gifts, pretty much, it's sub people who were just coming in to look at what it was, and then when they got a sub, they were like, oh, okay, and then they left. And as so many new randoms started poking in to get subs or just to not really care about her, but they were like, it started centering around this follower, this dude.
It was becoming a disruption in the community that she was building, and it was turning into a focus of I want a sub.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it stopped being community focused.
So it started to like center around this dude because he was like a god in the chat. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, you're back! Oh yeah, you're giving away followers. You're like the best. You're the coolest." And her like old crowd that she had gotten so close to started to drift away because they didn't recognize what the community was about anymore, and it wasn't her stream anymore. No. She felt like he owned her stream.
That's crazy.
And this is so creepy. It was a really, really long post. I really shortened it down. But he like started to send her money over PayPal and said like, you should play this game, you should play this game. So she bought those games, played the games that he wanted and stuff like that. And she felt like she couldn't say no. And I kind of really wanted to, because she posted this in Reddit because she wanted help. Because at this point she was like, I'm nowhere close to partner anymore because I have dropped so much in viewer count. Yeah. And I feel like he's controlling my stream. I can't do anything without him. And all my viewers want him coming to my stream again, and every time I'm raiding someone, he wants me to raid one of his girls. So he does this to a number of different girls. This is so sick. So he does this, and at this point she doesn't want to stream anymore. She's scared because he has her PayPal information. He has her name pretty much. And she doesn't know what to do. But everyone that was answering this Reddit post were unitedly like, you ban him. Yeah. This is your space. I really wanted to bring this up because I don't know who's going to listen to this podcast. Yeah. But if you consider starting to stream, if you're a girl, sadly this has to do with that. Yeah. This is like this. Your stream is your stream. You control it. It's your space. It's your community. If you don't like someone, if they make you feel uncomfortable, even if they give you money, that's not you shouldn't feel guilty about that. That's their choice.
Money is such an easy tool to take control over someone, and I believe that when you're streaming, you need to remember to have a little bit of a thick skin. And to truly be like, does this make me feel good? No, goodbye. Exactly. You're not there to please other people. You're there to have fun, and you're there to have a community. And having this one person dominate that's not good. And it's called a donation for a reason. They're not buying you. He is willingly giving that money, and you don't owe that person anything. Showing that gratitude and feeling that gratitude is absolutely fine, but when it comes to becoming a creepy level like that, I would have banned this person so fast. But I understand. I'm not shaming her. I understand that situation. It must have been really rough getting in that situation, and especially when, if you feel that guilt around money, I have a tendency not to do that. But we're all also very different people, and I understand her situation. I feel really bad that she went through that, and I hope she's getting back on track.
Yeah, I since I didn't find the Reddit post, I don't know what happened, which kind of sucks. But a lot of the people everyone in the chat, like in the post, were like, you need to ban him. This is your space. If he makes you feel uncomfortable, then he's out of the room immediately. It doesn't matter how much he has donated to you or given away subs or bought you games. That's his choice in the end, and you should not feel guilty about that.
No.
But it's just so creepy that there are guys or people that are out aiming to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that was his aim from the start, because he has more than one that he does this to.
Yeah.
Which is
that's crazy.
It's super crazy. And that made me, when I read that a few months back, this was before I started streaming, at that point I kind of realized that streaming this is my stream. I hadn't really thought about that before, but now that I read this and I read the answers and stuff like that, I was like, well, yeah, of course, it's my stream.
Yeah.
If I don't want to talk about this certain thing, then I don't have to. If I don't want to discuss this certain thing, I don't have to.
Streaming is very vulnerable because you're live, because everyone's watching you. You can't see anyone else. There are strangers, you don't know who, you don't know how, like anything like that. So keeping a safe space for yourself and just keeping your page or your corner of the internet a safe space is key. So if someone makes you uncomfortable, if someone tells you something, breaks rules, or does whatever you don't want them to do, you're more than welcome to put your foot down, and if they keep going, report and ban and do all that shit. I mean, it's not. I also honestly I think that's more common with women overall as well, that we're more programmed by society, if we're gonna go that deep, but to not put our foot down, to put up with shit, and to be like, well, I can give them 5 chances more.
They discussed this in the post as well. Yeah. Like, we're aimed to be like, oh, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, but he gave me money, or he did this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to make a fuss. No. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just like, we could go back to Tradeschat. She wasn't scared about making a fuss about being treated badly by a manager.
Yeah.
And people despise her for it.
Yeah.
Some people do still, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I kind of just wanted to bring that up because it's something I didn't think about from the beginning.
It's a very valid situation to bring up. I think it's a good lesson for a lot of women. Yeah, and just everyone in streaming overall to remember that that's your corner of the internet, and
this
you
could
need to
happen
keep it a safe
to
space.
anyone.
Of course.
Yeah. And I felt like now it kind of like taught me that I can stand up towards that.
Yeah.
That I'm valid to do so, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So we have pretty much gone through all the things that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. I have a few questions, like a few things we could talk about, like a few questions written down. Mainly just, we have already touched on some of them vaguely or more very precisely in some ways. Yeah. So the first one was, is it harder or easier for women to stream?
I think it's easier for a lot of women to gain views in different ways. I mean, it's also very dependent on what the games you play. If you play World of Warcraft, if you play Counter-Strike, if you play just overall kind of male-dominated games, as a woman, you're more likely, I believe, to gain views if you have a cam on and people see that you're a woman. And I think that's for very obvious reasons. But But I believe it's more difficult because you have a higher chance of getting trolls, getting sexist comments, being verbally abused, and also just ending up in a situation that the Reddit thread girl or person ended up in. So I believe women and LGBTQIA plus community members overall, they're more vulnerable, but I also believe that you might be able to gain views a little easier.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think exactly on the word, because that's what I thought before I read into this as well, pretty much. Yeah. It's pretty clear that that's how it is. Yeah. But then I read a bit statistics, and it was like, it's still a bit strange, because the top, if you look at the top, most followed or most subbed, most watched people on Twitch, it's males, it's guys.
And I was actually going to touch on that too, because I believe that gaining random views and gaining some sort of recognition is easier for women because of the reasons I mentioned, but I believe that it is easier for men to build a community. Yeah. Because men, so I believe that the demographic of people that use Twitch is more male dominated. And
they are. It's 65% male and 35% female.
Yeah, there you go. So I believe that has to do with someone joining a community, a Twitch community, where they regularly watch. Yeah. You would turn to someone that you can relate to. And if, say, a white man playing Counter-Strike watches another white man playing Counter-Strike, he may be having an easier time relating to this person than if a black woman would, for example, be playing Counter-Strike. Yeah. Because you usually relate to people that are similar to yourself, both in background, look, country, nationality, whatever. And naturally. Because, like, honestly, I believe I follow one man on Twitch.
I follow a few.
Oh, two. I follow two, actually. I follow two men on Twitch. And the rest of them are women. Both white, black, Asian, all that stuff. But they're all women or non-binary. Okay. So I think I tend to associate...
pretty 50-50, I think, actually.
Because I think I have a tendency to associate more with women and LGBTQ people. Obviously, because I am a woman and I am an LGBTQ person. So I think I just tend to, like, I'm an example myself, that I tend to be drawn to people that I can relate to. Yeah. And if the audience is heavily male dominated, I believe that the bigger streamers will also be more heavily male dominated because of that.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that's my theory anyway. I could be wrong, but join the conversation, you guys, if you want to.
Yeah, please do. But your theory is scaringly accurate. It's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Because most are men, so most watch other men. And because, like you said, like, it's easier for women to get viewers or followers in some ways, because there are actually some articles said this: women get almost double the page views and triple the followers for their size and hourly ratio versus the average male streamer. Yeah. So if you just read that, it's kind of like counter, like you kind of like,
counterintuitive where you believe that the female should be bigger, but I believe that is because page views, you would click a woman before you click a man, or on a man's stream, because especially if you're a straight man and you're like attracted to women, then that, I believe that's natural or whatever. Yeah. But also maybe they wouldn't stick around. And I believe that's very heavily based in also sexism, where they would be like, I want to watch her because she's pretty, but I don't really care what she's saying, and now I'm bored.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
because I can't see her tits.
And was it a year back that Twitch changed a few rules about that? Also?
Yeah, I think so. where they became more strict about
clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it.
Because a lot of big female streamers have relied on, I mean, smart for them, they know what drives in the views and the followers, but they have relied on like showing their skin and stuff, and which is completely fine, you do you, but now Twitch changed those rules, so you can't really rely on that the same way, and so I believe that men have an easier time building community, which in the long term makes you a bigger streamer, you get partner, all of that, because to get partner and affiliate, it's not about who has the highest subs and views at one point. They look at consistency.
Yeah.
So you can't just become partner because you reach one's view count one time. You need to have an average of the same view count for a while, because they want to see that you are consistent and that you have a community. And I believe definitely that men have an easier time building a community than women.
That makes sense.
But that's just my theory. If you guys disagree, please let us know in the comments.
Let's
As always, join the conversation. Yeah.
If you want to have a discussion, let's have it.
Yeah.
Either on YouTube or on Instagram would be easiest.
Yes.
So let's hop away from that for now.
Yeah.
For the ending. And let's talk a little bit more about what to think about when getting started with streaming.
Yeah.
Shall we? Let's discuss a bit about it. Because like we mentioned earlier in this episode, you don't actually need a webcam. You don't actually need a microphone. You could just download a free... There are a lot of free programs that could help you start streaming to Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. And you could just do that and play your games.
Yeah.
And that is one way of getting started. It really
100%.
depends, I feel like, what kind of community you want to have.
The way that you stream is so different, depending on like what your goal is. If you just want to stream because you think it's kind of fun, you could just turn on your cam or could turn on your game and just play and not really interact. And some people prefer to do that. My
fiance.
Yeah, your fiance and pretty much the rest of our gaming group. Because Michelle does that too, and like they just turn on their game and their mics and they talk to each other, and that's completely fine. That becomes more of like, I can be your background noise if you want. So if you want to put on my stream and just have me as on in the background, that's mostly what I'm here for. And that's completely fine and valid. And I don't think Michelle has a cam on, does she?
No, I don't think so.
But your fiance does, so there again, you can like have a cam, not have a cam. That doesn't really matter. No. Or if you want to stream the way that me and Hilda does, where our goal is to have a community and to grow and to further ourselves on Twitch, you probably do need a cam or something that would that has become more popular in the recent times, is where you have a animated figure. I've seen more and more of those where people want to stay anonymous a little bit with their faces, so they have an animated figure that kind of replicates the way that they move and stuff. It's the future, people. So,
it's the future.
It's the future.
You can be whatever you want. I follow a guy who's a potato.
Yeah. See? There you go.
A potato.
And also, I think a mic is quite important.
It is.
But if you don't want to comment, or if you don't just want the game on, that's completely fine too. So
if you don't have the money for that but don't want to start streaming, then you can.
Yeah, and so it's so dependent on what way you want to stream.
Yes.
If you're... I can just do a recommendation, because I did this rec for you too. So just a general recommendation is obviously to watch YouTube videos, like how to start Twitch streaming, tips for Twitch streaming, all that stuff. But I could definitely recommend Hey Shady Lady. She does a really good... She doesn't have that many, but she does have a few good YouTube videos where she really goes into detail. It's very long.
It's the one you linking, right?
It's the one that
really
I recommended. So it's Hey
She goes
Shady
into
Lady.
a lot of statistics and really information.
Yeah, she does. And she recommends websites where you can keep up with statistics. She recommends overlays. She recommends programs. She recommends so many things.
Yeah.
And she does Twitch streaming, obviously, as well. And she does have a community for streamers as well that I'm a part of. And it's very helpful to have others
someone to rely on.
Yeah.
If you're encountering trouble and you don't have anyone at home that knows the program or knows anything like that, and you don't find answer on Google, it's nice.
I think YouTube is a great resource to watch videos and to try build community and to join other communities and
get tips.
Also not to be afraid to promote yourself. I think that's very important as well.
That is. Yeah, it is.
So I think those are my recommendations when it comes to starting Twitch streaming and on as we touched on before, to just remember to put your boundaries down and make sure to kind of know what you're going for and what type of stream you want to have.
Yeah, because I think it can be quite easy if you start streaming and every stream goes better and better, you're gaining a lot of followers kind of quickly and you're growing fast. I think it's tough to then say to that one follower that makes you uncomfortable to say no, because you're kind of scared that you lose
everyone
followers.
Will leave.
Yeah, that they will not like you because you said no, and that is not true. Or if some people drop off, good, you don't want them anyway.
No.
Those other people that would make you uncomfortable either way, probably. So that is also like you said, all of those things I think is very good to think about. And there are cheaper variants of microphones and webcams where you don't have to put as much money, but you will still show your face. But that also brings me to a question that I've written down that I saw quite circling a lot around Twitch, like different articles and stuff, and is good quality a must? What do you think about that? Do you think you need good quality to gain a community or to gain anything on Twitch?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I want to say no, but that's not true.
No.
I mean, I think starting out with lesser quality is fine. But I think
of course you can't buy the most expensive ones at the beginning.
But if it is your goal to grow on Twitch, you do need to focus on quality as you grow. Because people stick around for quality and quantity, honestly, because that's kind of the format on Twitch too, that a streamer that streams once a week is obviously not going to grow as much as a streamer that streams 5 times a week.
No, because it gets more chances to get out there and be shown. But I do believe that quality is very important, and quality can be very different because it depends so much on. We're not saying that quality has to be in the form of the most expensive camera and the most expensive microphone. It has to do with the way you stream too, the way you interact or not interact, the way you that's true.
Your setup is, the way your layout is, the way you choose to use your streaming program. There's so many variants. So quality doesn't just indicate expensive equipment. It also indicates the time and love that you put into your stream. Yeah.
And that's also like, you don't have to buy the most expensive webcam.
Except
even though
it's not like you did that or anything.
I love technology, okay? I'm a little bit of a nerd in that. But you don't have to. If you have great lighting, like you could just bring out like a table lamp from the bedside or like from the kitchen. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing too. Yeah. And you set it up in a way that there are so many good like lighting videos up on YouTube as well. Yeah. Strictly for like streaming or doing like that, especially now when everyone is working from home. That's a big thing. Then the cheapest camera could actually look really, really good. Yeah. With the right lighting and like settings and stuff like that as well. Yeah. So there you could gain quality from cheap cheaper equipment as well. So you don't.
It's just
need
how
to
you
buy
use
those.
it and if you spend a lot of love and time on your stream, that does qualify as quality. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna show, and people are gonna notice. Of course, like if you have a really good quality stream, but you are a shit person.
Yeah.
that's not really gonna work at all either.
No.
I would rather that you feel comfortable talking to yourself a lot, because that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, talk about everything that is happening.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, so Hey Shady Lady does go into that a lot as well, how to act when streaming. But I believe that like a good rule of thumb is to like not be quiet for more than 15 to 30 seconds at a time. To kind of if you choose to be a commentary streamer more in that way and interactive, and also to remember to interact and be entertaining, because that's pretty much what streaming is. The way that we stream in a way is that you're supposed to be also entertaining, and you're not supposed to, the stream doesn't depend on the people that are watching, so don't be not interesting just because people aren't active in chat, because that's not really gonna hold up. But it's so dependent on the way you stream and stuff, so I'm not gonna get into that. But I definitely recommend watching Hey Shady Lady on YouTube, because she does have great recommendations.
I try to always imagine like if I was recording a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because at that point you can't just sit there and just. Well, some people do. Of course, there's always different ways of format of people, what they want to do for content. But if you want to be the typical commenter of game, like, let's just Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, or like all of those, then you have to kind of comment on everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But that gets easier at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I had... it was pretty easy for me in the beginning, because I've been doing YouTube on and off for so many years. It was very natural for me, and I know a lot of people that are scared to do YouTube and Twitch and stuff because they don't feel comfortable with that. But it is just like everything else. If you do it a lot, you'll get used to it.
Yeah, that's also why, while I was looking for that Reddit post earlier, I found another Reddit post that was kind of nice. The post writer wrote about something about that he or she, I don't know, they were streaming and had been doing it for a few months. They had sometimes 0 viewers, sometimes 5, but mostly they were down in that category, which you are in the beginning. You're not gonna have like 20-30 watchers in the beginning, if you don't bring them from another space of community, of course. But they said like in the beginning they were really uncomfortable with it, and they felt really like ashamed that they didn't have any watchers. But then they kind of got into that mindset that that's fine, and now it's the perfect time for me to get used to talking to myself and to fuck up if I like I can let myself really like try out different things. Do I like to talk like this? Is this more comfortable for me? Is this the way I want to comment on things, or is it this way? There are you can try out so many things now that there are not people around to give you their opinions on stuff, and you can really like find yourself, which I also found really, really interesting. I was like, that's so true.
It is true.
That's so nice. I need to do that more.
Yeah.
But so I think this has been a very good. We're sitting the same way.
Yeah, we are. So we're gonna fuck shit up.
Fuck shit up. I feel ready to stream tonight.
Yeah, you are streaming tonight.
I am streaming tonight. It's my first Wednesday stream. It's gonna be nice.
It is. Mm-hmm. And I streamed yesterday. I streamed Littlewood, which I've been really
so
into.
Nice.
You need to get that game. It's so nice.
It was so nice. It was so calming. I literally I had just eaten a bunch of pancakes. And then that sound and the calming of that game, I just felt like claim me.
Yeah. So, for future reference, I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 7 p.m. Central European time. And Hilda is well, you're gonna start doing Wednesday streams probably regularly, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
So you stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah.
Monday and Wednesday is 7 p.m. and
Exactly.
and
Fridays
Fridays
are
are 8 p.m., right?
Yeah, since I still have work on every Friday pretty much.
Yeah.
So I have to get home and eat.
Yeah.
Get prepared, pump myself up, you know. So yeah, that's my episode. What did you think?
I love that. That was a lot of fun. I love talking about streaming because, like we've mentioned before,
fun.
we love to talk about current things in our gaming life and geeking life and things that are on our mind right now. And streaming is definitely big part of that right now.
Yes.
I'm excited for what streaming has in store for both of us. You, since you streamed a few years back, you had a lot more followers from the
you
beginning.
started from scratch, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I think I had
But
3 followers, which would be you, my husband, and our friend Tim. So that's the followers that I had.
You've grown so fast, though.
I have, and I've grown consistent, which I enjoy, and I'm getting close to being able to apply for the affiliate program, which I'm excited about. And you're obviously also you can also apply for the affiliate soon, I think, when you've kept it up.
I have 38.
Yeah. I think I hit 40 yesterday.
You did
so
hit
we are
40.
very similar in our follower count, which is really cool.
That's so nice.
And we're very avid with supporting each other and always being there. We're modding each other's chats and we're always hanging out on each other's streams. So it's a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of shit together these days, but I love that.
That's also a thing, I think. If you have the opportunity to bring a friend into your stream, do it and have a mod, because then you don't have to think about it. Some bot comes in and tries to post strange comments or just to have someone to talk back to you in chat is such a good thing.
It does a lot.
So big. It does a lot.
Yeah.
It really does.
So this was a really lovely conversation. I loved having more of an easy breezy conversation, but also a little bit more serious. And it definitely touched back a little bit on last week's episode, which I think is nice because it's a very current, very important conversation.
The bow on the present.
Yeah, definitely. because I mean we can't not talk about it because it is a very real situation and stuff. So I like the combination of both easy breezy and serious topics that we had today.
It was nice.
Yeah, so thank you for this episode, Hilda. And as always, you can listen to our podcast on YouTube and SoundCloud. You can find us on Instagram as well. Next week, I believe it is next week that I'm doing a little bit of a special episode, a little anniversary episode. Isn't that next week? Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is next week.
Wait. Do I know? I know this.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do.
You
know
thought
this.
I was doing that last week, but it's next week. So stay tuned for a little special anniversary themed episode. And until next week, take care of each other.
Take care, stay safe.
And we'll see you guys next week.
See you.
Bye.